What was the most unexpected birthday gift someone gave you? A few years ago my siblings and I hosted a 70th birthday party for my dad on my birthday. My birthday is in July. His in February. We had him fooled into thinking the surprise party was for me, and he was shocked when he walked in and realized it was his party. Half the fun was watching him almost spoil the surprise about a half a dozen times. Fast forward to yesterday. I get a package in the mail with a super cozy sweatshirt and note from dad saying it was a birthday gift for me on his birthday. Included in the note, he stated, "I couldn't think of better person I would want to swap birthdays with." I'm not gonna lie. The note was the real gift. A few days before my 30th birthday, my now ex-wife told me she had a meeting in the city and would be home late, but she actually drove to the airport and picked up my best friend who had secretly flown in from out of state to surprise me. The next day she took us to a spot a few hours away where we spent my birthday weekend with a bunch of my other friends. One of the best weekends of my life. I have an old silver watch that an aunt gave me when I was in my teens. I would visit her in the nursing home when I was doing my required service hours for school. She was so sweet and I always looked forward to seeing her every day. My senior year she passed away, but gave me her watch before she did. I wore that watch every day until finally it stopped working. A couple years after I moved in with my now fiance, I accidentally lost it and was really upset for a long time because of that. For my birthday last year I told my fiance that I didn't want him to spend any money on me so we can save for our wedding. That morning he handed me a small box. Inside was the watch, which he found at the bottom of a box in the basement. And he had cleaned it and fixed it. I still wear that watch every day, and that was honestly the best gift I'd ever received. Not even joking. In 4th grade my friend gave me a 3-hour couples massage coupon. Edit. Thank you for the silver, kind stranger. My girlfriend and I started dating freshman year of college, and neither of us live in the state we go to school in. Over the summer we went home and did long distance for the 3 months. My birthday is in the summer and she kept telling me she was gonna send gifts she got for me and kept asking questions like, when does mail usually get to your house? She also made up this story about how the kids she babysat liked to take her phone and play with it, and that she was taking them to the pool the next day before my birthday. Her mom texts me that day while I'm at work telling me that one of the kids dropped her phone in the pool. I felt so bad because I was told that my GF was a wreck about the whole situation. I get home from work and I'm sitting on the couch and my mom comes home and tells me the package that my GF sent me was on the porch, so I open the front door expecting a big cardboard box, but instead I got a short, gorgeous lady who had flown so many miles to spend a week my birthday with me. My father, rest his soul, gave me a motorcycle at the age of 13. I had no friggin' idea it was coming or how to use a clutch. I turned 63 last year for 50 years on a bike. Current bike is a Harley Softail. I discovered a musician right before my 14th birthday. And his music was starting to grow on me. Though I wasn't completely obsessed yet. I told my mother that he was coming to the city we lived in. But I didn't know the date. On my birthday, I received a card that contained 2 tickets to the show, which happened to be 2 days after. Also, I got to meet him. Probably the best night I've had so far. Edit. Spelling. Edit number 2. The musician in question was Mr. Esculls. On his tour last year. Best show I've been to so far. And I've been obsessing over his music since. Experiences are the best gifts. Met a girl surfing when I 19 and living on a small sailboat in Port Aransas. TX. We talked a bit between sets and somewhere I mentioned my 20th birthday. I said I had always wanted chocolate chip cupcakes. But my parents died when I was young, and raising myself I never had birthdays. On my 20th birthday I got back to the boat after work and there was a card, balloon and a plate of chocolate chip cupcakes. Thanks stranger, they were wonderful. My grandma got me a book for my 13th birthday because I loved to read. The unexpected part was the book being bondage porn. My best friend gave me a package of 48 worm on a strings. They all have names now. Edit, since some people wanted to know the names, here is a couple. Yes, I gave most of them human names. Marky Judina Chris, that guy Spencer Reagan Molly Egg 2. 0 Egg 3. 0 Sam June February Peach. Not birthday, Christmas, but one that was both unexpected and much appreciated. My father's uncle never had any kids of his own. So my father, his brother, and my two brothers and I were the focal point of his life. Every Christmas you could count on him bringing everyone a check for $50. And another gift of some sort, a book, an article of clothing. One time he brought my younger brother a stapler. Well, this past year, when it's time for him to hand out gifts, he puts a huge box in my lap and tells me to open up. I would have been fine with the $50. But he, a chef, knowing that I love to cook, decided to spend well beyond his limits and buy me an overly expensive electric pasta maker. And it was hands down the best gift I had received from anyone in a few years. He unexpectedly passed away 2 weeks ago. No more than 2 months after I got that gift. I'll never stop using it. And I'll never forget the significance it has on my life. And the meaning it had on his. My husband and I were trying to have a baby. And not having success. For my 34th birthday, my mom sent me a sleep giraffe for my future baby nursery. Turns out it was the last birthday gift I would get from her. She died 10 months after that birthday in 2016. I found out I was pregnant in early 2017. And never got to share that news with her. I remember being annoyed when I opened the box. But now I realize it was just a sweet sentiment from her telling me not to give up. After she passed. Going through her things, I found a congratulations card meant for me in the event I had a baby. A card she never got to send. I look at that sleep giraffe every day. It's the first thing I see every morning when I wake up. And she tells me every morning, don't give up. My friends and I frequently hung out at a hotel that had an indoor pool since my buddy knew the owner and they would let us swim for free. We got some people together and went there to swim on my birthday, and one by one I noticed my friends vanishing from the pool. One of my buddies pulled me out of the pool to go get changed, and when I walked into the men's room, out of the stall walked one of my best friends in full clown costume makeup and said, I heard it was somebody's birthday. I'm not afraid of clowns at all, but this one definitely caught me off guard. Also, he rented a room to stay at for the night and filled it with balloons and streamers. On my 20th birthday, my mom asked me if I could take the day off of school. I said sure. I go to her house and she tells me to get in her car. She stops for gas. So I'm thinking, ooh, a road trip. Maybe we're going to San Antonio and I'll finally get that Louis Vuitton messenger bag I've been wanting. We get back in the car and after about 10 minutes, she pulls over and says, I need to look at the map. Here. Go ahead and read your birthday card while I'm looking at it. The card had typical mom stuff in it. But the very last line was, I can't wait to see you smile again. The parking lot we were in was a dentist's office. She took me in for a consultation for a full mouth of veneers. We got the price. We went to the bank to get the money. Stopped for Chinese food. Then went and prepaid the dentist for my veneers. It's been 12 years and my chompers still look the way they did when I first got them. My 18th birthday. I had a friend give me a pocket pussy labeled Ultra Super Sucker W Extra Lubrication in front of other friends, my siblings, and my parents. Needless to say, everyone was shocked. A shark fetus in a jar. A classmate of mine knew a fisherman who'd accidentally caught a shark in his net one day, and it died before he could free it. So he took the shark to a vet because she looked pregnant, and the vet cut her open and pulled out 5 or so fully formed babies. The vet kept 3. The fisherman kept one and my friend took the last one and gave it to me as a birthday gift a week later because she knew I collected taxidermy stuff. The shark is the first and so far only wet specimen of the collection. My guess it's a small spotted catgut, but I could be wrong on that. Either way, nothing dangerous. It's actually kinda cute. Edit, to clarify. All shark babies were already dead when the mother was brought into the vet clinic. They couldn't be saved. A gun rack. Despite the fact that I don't own a gun, let alone many guns to necessitate an entire rack. From my aunt. A Pikachu watch when I turned 14 because my favorite color was yellow. Not even into Pokemon. My ex-BF's grandpa died. He went to help his grandma go through his belongings. Turns out grandpa was a closet homosexual. So for my birthday he brought me a trash bag full of printed out gay smut. $300 worth of nickels from my grandfather. Maybe not unexpected, but more unconventional. One of my guy friends gave me lingerie for my birthday. Really nice too. As weird as it was. I wore it and told him lol. A freaking calendar. Edit, I originally read this as an expensive gift. IDKY. But yeah, pretty unexpected. I had a friend who had a crush on this guy. She dragged me to the mall the summer before I would turn 16 a few months later. We met her crush who had brought a friend of his. In order to give my friend alone time with her boy, I dragged his friend into a store of a particular item that I had been collecting since I was little. Really, my grandfather started the collection for me of this particular thing. I never thought much of my showing him around the store other than as a way to kill time with this random dude I'd met earlier that day so my friend could hang out with her crush. A few months later, she throws me a huge surprise 16th birthday party at my house, but later drives me to the random friend's house. His entire family, whom I'd never met prior, had gotten me a present. I opened it and started bawling. He'd had his family all chip in to get me one of the items I collected. To this day, decades later, I still remember the look on his face as I said, "I can't believe you remembered." That gift truly meant more to me than any other gift I've ever been given. My grandparents got me Oreos. I never said anything about them and that's all they got me. It was weird. My friend beat me with a sock in the bathroom. When they left they gave me the sock and it was full of Jolly Ranchers. Dart. My now boyfriend was at basic training. He managed to convince his drill sergeant to let him have his phone so he could text me happy birthday. I thought that was it until his sister showed up at my place the next day with flowers, a cookie cake and a card from him asking me to be his GF. Best birthday surprise ever. We've been together for over a year now. Live together and have 2 dogs. I had just had a miscarriage at the time and my husband was determined to make me smile, so he brought home a kitten from the animal shelter. My wife gave me a customized children's flip book that was about my son's future career inspirations. Totally personalized. And it really made my heart melt and brought tears to my eyes. I love my wife and son so much. A bag of bagels. I was at university, UK, and I had been wished happy birthday by my family and a small number of friends, read housemates, but hadn't gotten many gifts. Considering I didn't have many good friends at uni and my family live almost 6 hours up north from me, I wasn't really expecting anything in the form of gifts. I decided on a whim that I would join up with a society I'm part of for a couple drinks at the local Spoons. But didn't tell anyone and just met him there. When I got there, one guy saw me and called me over and gave me the bagels and said that they were really glad I came along cause they weren't sure if I was gonna. Before he gave me these I had like 5 conversations with this guy and barely knew him. But he went out of his way to learn my birthday and grabbed me a bag of bagels knowing it's one of my favorite foods. Long story short, we've now been dating for just under a year. TLDR. Guy I barely knew got me bagels for birthday. Been dating ever since. When I was a kid, I had The Indian in the Cupboard on VHS and was really into it. It's a movie about a kid who gets an old cupboard for his birthday. It's pretty beat up and doesn't even have a key. At first this seems like the lamest gift ever. But he searches for the missing key anyway and eventually finds it. He discovers it can bring any toy figure to life. And then has to deal with the implications of that. Some real good nuggets of wisdom about life and death in this movie. Anyway, my dad has a workshop in the basement of the house. He finds me an old chest and installs a lock mechanism inside, drilling a keyhole in the top. He filled it with candy and a buttload of change, probably like $50, which is a lot for a kid. He even braided colored string on the skeleton key to make it look more antique. I was absolutely ecstatic. It was the best present since my size Barbie lol. I had that thing for years. Until it was eventually stolen. But I'm glad for this post. It reminded me of one of the most unique and thoughtful gifts I've ever been given. Love you, Dad.
Hi there. Look, if you enjoyed the video, well, why not go ahead and hit that like and subscribe to Reddit Stories. In fact, if you want to see even more responses to this thread, well then, take a look. There's the link in the description below. And remember, show some love to those authors while you're there. And I look forward to seeing you next time.